Hey everyone, welcome back. Polestar confirms it will deliver 50,000 electric vehicles in 2022. So this is quite exciting news as Polestar is set to debut the Polestar 3, that's the first SUV by the company, on Wednesday. That is this Wednesday. That's on the 12th of October. Now we've got some brilliant news coming out of Polestar. Today I've got Q3 delivery numbers for you, everything. I've also got September's delivery numbers. But the first thing that we want to focus on is Polestar's big announcement. In Q3 of this year, Polestar has delivered over 9,000 vehicles, 9,215 to be exact, in the third quarter of 2022. That's bringing the total year to date approximately to 30,000 vehicles, 30,400 vehicles to be exact. So essentially, since the start of the year, in 9 months, Polestar has delivered over 30,000 vehicles. Now they have approximately 20,000 vehicles remaining to be delivered in the fourth quarter of this year before the year ends. Can they do this? This is an impossible job. They would need to double their Q3 numbers alone and a bit more. How will Polestar accomplish this? I have no idea. Can they accomplish this? Once again, I have no idea, but I look forward to seeing it. Now, what does Polestar have to say? Polestar is essentially saying that a recent ramp up in the production following COVID-19 disruption in China earlier this year has resulted in significant high production rates, and the company expects to meet its 50,000 global volume target for 2022 by delivering the remaining vehicles in the fourth quarter. Now, we actually have a quote from Thomas Ingeloth, Polestar CEO, and I quote, "We need to catch up on production after COVID-19 related setbacks in China. The majority of Polestar 2 cars set for delivery in Q4 are ready and making their way to customers in 27 markets around the world." So that's the majority of those cars are already built, they're already on their way to customers. So that's good for Polestar. Now, with the fourth quarter set to be our strongest record yet, I'm confident we would meet our target of 50,000 vehicles for this year. End quote. Polestar expects to post its financial and operation results for the third quarter of 2022. That's the 11th of November. That's before the market opens in the US. Polestar's CEO and CFO will hold a live audio webcast on that day to discuss the company's financial and operational results and outlooks. Relevant documents and links to the live audio webcast will be available on Polestar Investors Relations websites. So that, ladies and gents, is excellent news for Polestar. Now, we know they delivered over 9,000 vehicles in 3 months in the third quarter of 2022. But what are the delivery numbers for September? Well, here's my list of deliveries for Polestar. So let's start from the top with South Korea. As you can see, Polestar had a really good month in August with over 553 vehicles delivered in South Korea. Now, in September, they delivered 295 vehicles. In the USA, Polestar had a slight decline. It's not major though. Polestar has been very consistent in the US. In the last 3 months, Polestar has gotten extremely close to delivering at least 1,000 vehicles per month. In July, it was 926, in August it was 996, and in September, they delivered 979 vehicles. Very impressive, very consistent. Polestar delivered 7 vehicles in Spain. Now in Sweden, Polestar delivered 274. That's really impressive, twice as much as they delivered in any previous month from July to August. In Norway, they delivered 346. Very impressive growth for Polestar. In Finland, they delivered 59 vehicles. In Belgium, it was 126. And in Austria, the numbers are quite leveled. It was 48 vehicles delivered in September. In the Netherlands, it was 125 vehicles. That's a growing market for Polestar. And in Ireland, the numbers have been quite stable at 25 vehicles delivered in September. However, in the UK, we've seen major growth, 786 vehicles delivered for Polestar. Very impressive. In New Zealand, Polestar once again grew to 103 vehicles delivered. Very impressive in New Zealand. And in Germany, 667 vehicles delivered. In Denmark, it was 84 vehicles delivered in September. So September's numbers are looking quite good. Majority of them are growing and some of them are stable. Very few decline. I was quite surprised to see that South Korea had a slight decline, but it's not major though. It's really not major. So that is still really impressive for Polestar. Now, on all of this news, Polestar shares were up 3% in the pre-market trading following the news. Now, we've got some information on what really happened to Polestar to slow down their growth in terms of factory development and manufacturing for the vehicle. Polestar's parent company, Geely, had to idle its Luqiao factory for several weeks in the first half of 2022 because of government mandates, COVID-19 lockdowns. That factory makes the Polestar 2 crossover as well as the models for other Geely brands. Now, Polestar is joint venture between Volvo and Geely, as we know. Do keep in mind that Geely has owned Volvo since 2010. Now, the next big thing that we should be looking forward to is the Polestar 3 SUV debut. Now, that vehicle will both be built in Luqiao and in the US. That's the Luqiao factory. That's a Geely factory that was shut down early this year. The Polestar SUV manufacturing will start in early 2023 in China, and the manufacturing in the US will begin in late 2023 in the USA. Unfortunately, a lot of people, including myself, actually initially thought that the Polestar 3 will start getting developed either late this year or early next year in the USA. However, Polestar has since released updates that corrects this information. Now, just before we end this video, let's check up on the Polestar stock. Now, in the last 5 days for Polestar trading, last Tuesday to be quite exact, Polestar is actually recovering quite nicely, but since then it's fallen back down just a little bit. But I think where we are right now is quite reasonable. We finally found a place for Polestar. The Polestar shares officially found a bottom, and that bottom is just around $5, $5.10, $5.20. It's important to understand this because as an investor, you need to know where the bottom of a share lies, and you need to understand where the ceiling lies. You need to understand the weaknesses and the strength. Now we know the weaknesses for Polestar. Now we can begin on recovering. Now we can see how the Polestar 3 will perform in the market and how this will have a positive impact on the Polestar share. Higher delivery numbers and the Polestar 3 coming into the market will have a huge impact on the Polestar share. This is what we can depend on for the Polestar share to properly recover. But also focus on the fact that the market needs to recover as well. The overall market, especially for electric vehicles or SPAC mergers, they haven't been doing particularly well recently, so we're looking forward to that recovering as well. Well, once again, this is not financial advice, but I just wanted to reiterate, Polestar shares being this cheap is not a bad thing. This doesn't mean that the company isn't valuable. The company is in fact very valuable. I guarantee you, give it 5 years, people's opinion on Polestar and the share price will be completely different. Because by that time, Polestar will have a lot more vehicles on the market. By that time, Polestar will have a Roadster on the market. They will have 2 SUVs. They will have a GT sports sedan. And they will continue to develop the Polestar 2 to improve its battery capacity, the long-range functionalities, and the vehicle overall. So that's my perspective on Polestar. 5 years from now, everything will be quite different because there will be a much more developed company. So thank you for watching, subscribe to see more, and of course, I'll see you in our next video.